Hello, what's good YouTube? Welcome home. And today you're joining me in another amazing apartment in Manchester. This particular unit is £500,000 on today's market. And of course, it's going to give you a bit of an idea as to what you can get for your money in the heart of Manchester. So one thing that you'll notice about this huge living room, this living area, reception area, is these lovely sash windows. It is another warehouse conversion, just like the other apartment that we saw in Manchester. But what's different this time is you've got the exposed brick. So whereas the other unit was a bit more industrial, this one, still with the industrial feel, is a little bit more homely in my opinion. You've got these amazing wooden beams that run throughout the whole apartment, as well as these sprinklers that are quite a cool added touch. I think it might feel a little bit claustrophobic if it wasn't such high ceilings. Right guys, so that's the living room. Let's walk through to the kitchen and take a look in there. Right, so as you follow me through, you'll notice that this is quite a modern patch of what is otherwise quite an old rustic feel in the building. I prefer something to be a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for, matched. So I feel like it's quite clean and quite modern, but it doesn't necessarily match with the feel of the rest of the apartment, which I feel like if you're gonna go old school and exposed brick and wooden beams, then you probably wanna carry on that sort of theme throughout the kitchen, which is cool that they've not done that, but for me personally, I like something that's sort of a congruent theme throughout the whole apartment. But it's still really, really nice. You've got amazing built-in induction cooker here. Everything that you come to expect in a modern kitchen is here. You've got your built-in dishwasher, you've got your fridge freezer. So as far as a practical space to use, it's amazing. Of course, you've got this sort of industrial feel kind of continued as far as these sort of storage units go as well. And of course, we've got the sash windows that continue with us throughout the apartment as well. Over to the dining area here. Again, something that I feel is a little bit mismatched in here is this kind of boho feel with these lights. I love the fact that the lights are hanging. I think that's always a really nice way to get some class into an apartment, make it feel a little bit more expensive, a bit more well thought out. Not for me, I don't know if you guys like it, but not to my taste. But I do appreciate the fact that they've thought about the lighting quite a bit throughout this apartment, and you'll see that as we go into the other two bedrooms. Right, so follow me through this hallway. One thing that is kind of easy to miss and forget is because it's a conversion, you've got these huge metal beams that literally travel the whole way through the apartment. So I suppose the way that the apartment is set, it actually cuts in a little bit into some of the living space. So depending on obviously the current layout, they've laid out the furniture in a way that it kind of works, but depending on how you would want to lay out this apartment of your own, these might get in the way a little bit, and it's obviously a bit of an obstruction. When it comes to moving in and moving out of apartments, these are the sort of things that can really like be a pain. So let's go through to the first bedroom now. Well, I suppose technically this would probably be the second bedroom. This is the one that doesn't have the ensuite. Still really, really good size. Of course, this exposed brick carries on throughout this. There's too much character here. I'm a bit clinical with my decor. I like it to be clean, and that's clean, metal, like those sort of feels. I don't like wood. That's what I was looking for. I'm not really a big fan of wood in any capacity, whether it be furniture or ornaments. I'm just not a big fan of wood. I like everything to look really modern, really like techie, really clean. But I do appreciate that this probably feels a lot more homely for most people. Again, I love this lighting that they put in here. Again, it's hanging down. You've got these huge wood beams, wood panel ceiling the whole way through. Really nicely decorated. I appreciate what they've done with the place, but kind of not my style, but still amazing nevertheless. So that's the second bedroom, not the first bedroom, the second bedroom. And then we can come into the main bathroom. So this is what I guess your guests, your friends would be using if you ever come to stay. And I like how it's decorated in here. This is probably a little bit closer to my style of what I like in sort of apartments and places that I live. It's a little bit more clean, a little bit more clinical. Again, I appreciate there's not that much character in a place that is this sort of clean and white and all the rest of it, but that's to my own personal style. But I do like how they've got these black accents throughout. It does add a little bit of character to what is otherwise a little bit plain, I guess, is probably the best word. This is the primary bedroom. I bet you weren't expecting that, were you? Keeping you on your toes. Right, so we've got the primary bedroom. Again, a little bit woodish. Is that even a word, woodish? It's a word now. So yeah, very woodish throughout, but again, these lights are amazing. I love them. I'm a big fan of lighting, if you hadn't already guessed. I love the fact that, again, the ceilings are really high. It does feel really spacious, despite the fact that this is a little bit of a small room. I don't know if you feel the same, but it's not necessarily very wide or very lengthy. It's just quite tall. So it does help, I suppose, the overall theme of the fact that the ceilings are so high. It does feel a little bit larger. It does have an ensuite as well. And again, you've got these black accents, super cool. Huge mirror, and it's well lit as well. Look at that, it's got a little like, it's nice, it's really nice. This is probably the closest to my type of like vibe, you get me? Like massive mirrors, really nice subtle lighting. Oh, chef's kiss. So, despite the fact that this room, I said, feels a little bit small, there's a secret in here. You wouldn't know, but right round here, wardrobes, built-in wardrobes. Pretty sizable, pretty good. They couldn't help themselves, exposed brick. They just couldn't help themselves. But yeah, again, really nice to have that added storage. It's beneficial to not have to also put wardrobes in a room of this size. It would then make it that little bit smaller. So I appreciate that, you know, it's probably not that small, given the fact that this wall is really for you to put a TV on. So it kind of works. Like, I get why they put a wall here. Personally, I'd probably just leave it open and then, I don't know, pull this out into the middle. If you want to put a dressing table here, you can put it there if you wanted to, but it works. I get the idea. So yeah, I guess to top it off, we're back in this amazingly huge living room, this living space. Despite the fact that it's £500,000 now, to purchase initially, without the works being done, it was at 280,000. So an absolute steal with, again, about 50 to 60,000 pounds of renovation cost. I would love to own an apartment like this. This is, despite the fact that the other apartment that we saw in Manchester is probably more to my current taste, in reality, this place is a real home. There's so much potential, there's so much you could do with it. I probably would change the layout a little bit. I'm sure you guys will probably have your own ideas as well. But I think overall, it's amazing. This living room is huge. It's the sort of place that you could, despite the fact it's not a house, it kind of feels like a house because of the size of the place. So yeah, definitely an amazing apartment overall. Yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Peace.